there's some meals that you really, really enjoyed. When you look at the ingredients, it might be not so ideal, but it's gonna hit the spot tonight.
Welcome to KimJ's Sweet Healthy Life.
Welcome and welcome back to KimJ Sweet Healthy Life. So guess what, y'all? There are gonna be times when either you just don't feel like cooking, or you just miss things from, your past that you ate before you start your better health journey, okay? Or your journey to reclaim health, okay? And there's times when you're going to eat very healthy, and then there's going to be some times when you just like, you know what? I'm going to indulge a little bit. So I remember childhood times, right? When you were with your parents, or whoever raised you, and there's some meals that you really, really enjoyed. And it might be things that you say, I would never eat this again for some of us. But there are some of us that's like, I still like that stuff today. Might not be the ideal meal, but it's a cheap one, okay? Especially when you don't have a whole lot of money. It's quick, especially when you ain't got a whole lot of time. And when you look at the ingredients, it might be not so ideal, but it's gonna hit the spot tonight. So with that being said, I'm about to cook me some, and my family still loves it. So I'm the only one on this reclaim my health journey. Okay, my family loves this stuff. So I have one box that I'm gonna cook tonight because I don't want to, just do too much. Okay, but I got a box of cheeseburger helper. Yes. Okay. And yes, this is not my ideal meal that I normally would eat. But again, every now and again, why not? And it's still, it's within, my carb range. Because I'm on a low carb, high fiber, high protein diet, right? So yeah, I'm going to have some ground beef, which is going to be that protein. I'm going to have those carbs, which is going to be those noodles. And then I'm going to have some veggies with it, which is going to give me more fiber. And I'm going to put, your girl is going to put some flaxseed in it too. And then I have an olipop that I'll drink with it to get even more fiber. So I'm still within my range, of course. My macros, fat, carbs, fiber, and I'm adding fiber to it, but also, protein. So yes, y'all check me out. It's that type of night. Right. So some people, they know how to make hamburger helper if they love it. This is the cheeseburger macaroni with real cheese, creamy and cheesy sauce. Yes. So I'm gonna show you these little. Now, of course, like I said, these ingredients ain't all that good, but I'm sure we've had other things that has a lot of ingredients in it that's not that good. Okay. Tonight, this is what we're gonna eat. All right. Now, if you notice, the calories is 140. We have a total fat of 1. The sodium is 780 milligrams. So that's why we got to be careful with this kind of stuff, the box stuff. But it works for my sodium intake for the day. All right. Because I haven't had a whole lot of sodium today. All right. Then I have the total carbs is 29 grams. 1 dietary fiber and 2 total sugars. It also included is 1 gram of added sugars. Not sure where that, comes to play, but hey, that's what it says. Right, if I prepare it, okay, it's going to be 380 calories, but the package itself, how it is at the store, is 140. Now, I can get 1 cup prepared. Serving size, it says 1/3 cup, which is 42 grams for those who love grams as packaged, but 1 cup prepared, which is a nice size for me. Okay, because I'm again add those green beans with it. Yes, canned green beans, y'all, tonight. When I say I don't have time, I don't feel like it. Yep, that Del Monte baby is gonna work. It's fresh cut. Yes, yes, it's in juice or water. It has sea salt. That's good. But I'm gonna rinse this bad baby off, honey, and I'm gonna put my own seasoning. And then if you see this, it's what 20 calories, undrained, half cup, but I drain mine, honey. So it's 1/3 cup, 15 calories, total fat 0, no saturated fat or trans fat, cholesterol is 0, sodium is 380 or 200 if you drain it. See, that's what I'm saying. Drain your canned vegetables. See, it went from 380 to 200 milligrams. All right. Total carbs is 2 if you prepare it, which I will be preparing it, or of course cooking it. And then total fiber is 1. Sugars is 1. I don't know where at, but it says it. Added sugars, which is most important for diabetics, is 0. And then protein is 1 gram, as it is in this, can drained. All right. So that's that. I'm going to use half and half for my milk because I could not find my Fairlife whole milk, but I have to go back to another Walmart tomorrow to try to find my whole milk. Yes, I drink whole Fairlife milk. Fairlife milk actually gives me 13 grams of protein per cup. Yep. But I'm going to go ahead and use this tonight. And if you notice here, it shows it's 40 calories. It's 1 carb, 1 sugar, and it's less than 1 gram of protein, but that's okay. 2 saturated fat, 3 total fat, okay, for 2 tablespoons. But it's going to be all right tonight, y'all. Yes, I don't do this often, like I said, so I'm good to go. I'm going to put a little bit of broth in these green beans, and I'm going to put a little bit of butter in it as well. All right, and I'm going to use this here so I can have beef with my noodles, okay? I'm not playing, period. I just came from this, grocery store. These grocery stores, running around with my daughter, trying to take her to, see her obstetrician's appointment. Yes, to make sure that, her baby is, developing well and she's good to go. And yes, baby boy is doing like he's supposed to do. All right, y'all. And then, like I said, I'm going to put some flaxseed in this to give me some added fiber, okay? All right. Okay, so y'all, this ground beef that I bought from Aldi, it is 85% lean, 15% fat, okay? So the 85%, that is the actual beef itself, and then the 15%, it's the fat that this beef renders, okay? So that equals 100%. All right, 240 calories, 6 saturated fat. And a lot of times I get anything 90% lean or more, but today I decided to get this 85%, honey, because this is a little cheaper, okay, for my pockets. All right, but 6 saturated fat is not too bad. 6 grams. All right, 75 milligrams of sodium and 0% total sugar. The net weight is 2.44 pounds. So I'm going to cook all of this ground beef, then I'm going to portion it out. Some of it is going to go, I just need a pound for my cheeseburger hamburger helper. However, and then the rest of it is going to go for, something else. My sweet potato bowl that I'm going to cook for another day. Okay. Okay, y'all. I have this ground beef cooking. Yes, on this burner. And once it cooks, I'm going to strain it. And then I'm going to actually show you here this hamburger helper. All right. So on the back of it, it shows you you would need 1 pound of lean ground beef, 1 1/4 cups of water, and 2 cups of milk. Now again, I'm going to use a half and half for the milk, and you can either use this water or you can do chicken broth or beef broth, bone broth, veggie broth, whatever kind of broth you want, or you can use the water. All right, you cook that ground beef first. You stir in the ingredients in this packet here, which is the cheese. All right. You stir in that milk and that water or broth. Okay. And then you let it come to a boil. And then you let it simmer for about 8 minutes covered. Okay. And that's it, honey. Easy peasy. All right. Easy peasy. And then you can, like put those green beans on while it's cooking. And of course, you're just warming those things up. All right. You can add onions and veggies to this, or you can not. Okay, y'all. Y'all see, I have made sure I cook the ground beef, and I always cook mine, to done. Okay, all the way done, well done. All right. Some people may decide to keep it a little, pink or red or whatever, but yeah, I like my ground beef or my beef in general, well done. All right, but you see how much fat has rendered off this lean meat? Yes. This is why most of the time I try to make sure I am buying like a 90% or higher when it comes to the beef. But I'm going to drain all that out, honey, because, yeah, I don't want that in my belly. Okay? All right. Okay, here is my ground beef. Straining into my little pot that I have to, actually collect oil. Okay? Then I'll put it in a container so I can throw it out. Okay? Get all of that excess oil off. And then I'm going to put it back in this pan. And then go ahead and get to cooking the noodles. Okay, so for this here, I have, opened my can. And I'm going to pour all that off of it. All that juice. Okay. I just have it. I have a little bit of space left here where it's not open. So that I can, control what comes out. All right. And then... Alright, so then I rinse water in it. Put some water in it. And I'm draining this water out. And I do this a few times to make sure the sodium is out of here. Fill it up. Put this back in. Drain it off. Alright, now this time I'm going to actually take this and put it in my pan or my pot. Okay, so here's my pot. I'm going to pour it on in here. Okay, and I'm going to do the other one the same way. I got two. I'm making 2 cans of green beans today. I'm going to season them up with whatever season you like to season. You do that. Some people put bacon bits in it. Sometimes I do. I put onions in it sometimes. And sometimes I even put a little bit of bell pepper. But today, because it's, a weekday, I'm not doing all that. I'm going to put that onion powder, that garlic powder, some large seasoning. What else am I going to put? Some black pepper. And I'm going to put a little bit of the beef broth that I have. And that's pretty much it. Yep. Unless I decide to do something else. But again, you fix it how you need to fix it. However you decide to, whatever seasons you decide to use. Okay. Y'all, here's my beef bone broth. I got this from Aldi, not in this haul that I showed you all earlier, but Simply Nature is Aldi brand. Okay. And as you can see, it's 40 calories, 0 saturated fat, 360 milligrams of sodium, 40 calories, 0 fat, 0 saturated fat, and 9 protein per cup. Okay. All right. I'm going to put a little bit of this in it. So I got that water there. We got that from water. From the first can. All right, here's the second can here. Nothing in it. I just rinse it out really good. Get that sodium off of it that's in the can. And then I'm going to pour a little bit of this bone broth in it. And I don't measure, y'all. I just do what I think I need. and that adds flavor. This bone broth is going to add flavor, and it's going to also add, like I said, some more protein. Okay. All right. So a little bit of large seasoned salt, a little bit of garlic, granulated garlic, fine onion powder, and some black pepper. It's going to also go in here. Okay, so I have all the ingredients in here. Yep. All right, that is the, again, onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, and Lawry's seasoning. You see the pepper here. You should see the pepper. You know, that's the onion powder. That's the garlic powder over there. And then, like I said, the Lawry's is on the bottom there. So I'm going to stir that up real good, put it on the stove, and let it get to cooking, okay? And, of course, I got that beef bone broth as well. All right? Okay, so here I put a little bit more black pepper in it because I, just tasted the juice to see if it was good. I put a little bit of black pepper in it, and I put some of that butter in it as well. So I'm gonna stir it on up. And of course, this is cold butter, so after a while, it won't look like this. The butter melt on down in, the food. All right. And then here I have some seasoning, the same seasons in this meat. And so I'm going to stir it on up. And I'll put the other stuff in there. It's still cooking now because I got it still on. So it's, taking the rest of that little fat that was stuck in the meat off of it. Drying it out a little bit more, which is fine. Alright, I like seasoning my meat. I'm not just going to cook it without seasoning. I got to season my meat, y'all. I'm not scared of season. Alright, so then here's the noodles and this little thing. Got those noodles in there. Here is the cheese sauce. Add that cheese sauce in it. Make sure I get it all in there. Now you cannot use this cheese sauce and add, regular cheese and milk and all that stuff yourself. But I use the cheese sauce, honey. Like I said, this is not often that I eat this, so it's gonna be all right. You want to get fancy, you get fancy, honey. You want to cook it, homemade from scratch, you do. If you know how to and you're a content creator, go ahead and do that so I can know how to do it myself. All right. Okay, and then I'm going to put this half and half and some of that bone broth in here as well, okay? Okay, so it calls for 2 cups of milk, but since half and half is pretty thick, I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, of course. So I got 1 3/4 cup of the half and half, and then I'm going to add some water. I'm going to add and then I'm going to add a 4th cups of water, okay? All right. That way it won't be so thick. Alright, and then it's time to add that bone broth, but I'm going to go ahead and stir it a little bit first. So the cheese won't cake up. And yeah, it's powdered cheese, y'all, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, this is part of living that sweet, healthy life. Sometimes you want to indulge, and indulging does not always mean you want sweets. Sometimes it's savory. Sometimes it's just a meal that you used to eat as a child that may not have been so good for you at the time, but every now and again it's not gonna hurt you. Just don't do it all the time if you can. All right, but it's up to you. Do you? I'm gonna do me. Okay, so I'm just putting the beef broth. I'm gonna put half a cup of beef broth, and then I'm gonna fill this up with water, to get to that 1/4 cup. Okay. All right. See, that's 1 1/4 cup, which is what they required. I'm gonna add that onto it too, so those noodles can cook. Again, sometimes I just do water like the box says, but yeah, I decided to go ahead and do some beef broth so I can add some more, protein in, and it also adds more flavor. So here it goes here. A lot of times I normally get the double cheeseburger macaroni, but today I only have the regular cheeseburger. macaroni. All right, and so this here is going to come to a boil, and then once it comes to a boil, then I'm going to turn that heat down and let it simmer for 8 minutes. Okay, and then it's done. Here is the green beans. I'm gonna stir that around a little bit, and I just kind of, this is pretty much just, just kind of just warming this up, to be honest, and letting those seasonings marinate, in the green beans. All right, so that's that, and that's pretty much it, y'all. So you see it, it's already, getting bubbling up, about to start bubbling, if y'all notice it. Now, if y'all have a lot of kids, honey, this still works, honey. It still works. And you can maybe make you something else if you want to. Like tomorrow, I would not be eating this. But tonight, because I'm tired, I want to try to get something in quick. That's exactly what I'm doing, honey. All right. Little hamburger helper ain't gonna hurt nobody. And I'm just making it pretty much just like the box says. Like I said, I'm not cutting no onions up. I'm not doing none of that stuff. Tired. I was tired, y'all. The girl been working and doing stuff all day. Being a chauffeur and making sure, grandbaby is good. Making sure my baby is good. Yes, yes. And so this is it. Now you see it's bubbling. Now I'm about to pull that thing right on down to a, let me see, hold up. I'm going to pull it down to a 2. Pull it down to 2. Okay, between low and 2, I may move it around because every now and again you want to kind of stir it to make sure it's not sticking, which I have a non-stick pan, so that's great. I'm gonna stir this here and there, the green beans, and that's gonna be it, y'all. Soon in about 8 minutes, this all is gonna be done. Okay. All right. Before I put that lid on it one last time, see that beef in there? You see them noodles? Ain't gonna take long to get those noodles to swelling up. And I like mine swollen, like big and swollen. So I sometimes cook it a little bit longer just to make sure, they're just like I like it. Not the el dente or whatever. I want this stuff cooked, okay? All right, that's it, y'all. Now it's going to simmer on, like I said, between low and 2. All right, so that, it can cook. All right. Baby, I'm ready to eat and chill out. Get my walk on, my 15-20 minute walk, and then I'm done for the night. Gonna look at some YouTube until I fall on off to sleep. Okay, so y'all see it? That butter done melted down good inside these green beans. These green beans are ready to go, honey. Yes. All right, we got these. This hamburger helper, honey. Y'all see it? Almost done. I'm gonna let it get. See, these noodles not quite as big as I want them. I want them big. Let me show you. There you go. Not quite as big as I want them, so I'm gonna let it stay on for a little bit longer. Still got a lot of juice in it, which is great. If you need to, you can add more water or whatever. This is hot, Jesus. But yeah, so this will be done in a couple minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this burner off for this so I can calm down. That's it. All right, here we go. And there we go. Here we go. And there we go. So you see how these noodles are a little bit bigger now. Bigger than what they were before. That's how I like mine. Yep. All right, here's the half a cup. I did 2 half cups, to put in here. Okay, I thought I was filming, but I guess I was not. And then I did a 3/4 of a cup. This is a half, but I put some more in it. A little bit less than 2 half cups of the green beans. So here is my dinner. And I'm going to add this flax to it real quick. I don't know why I thought I was, I had these measuring cups. Thought I was showing y'all. And, honey, I hadn't even turned the camera on, honey. Oh, my goodness. Here's a tablespoon here, honey. Here's my flax. Y'all know what I like. That body of flaxseed. take this and put this in here. Make sure I get my full tablespoon. And I'm finna put it right on my green beans, y'all. Still trying to learn how to use this DJI, child. Put it right on my green beans. Yep. And I'm gonna put a little less than half on my I can't even think of the name. Hamburger helper, y'all. All right, and then I'm just gonna stir it in. Once you stir this thing in, baby, you can't even see it no more. That's the great thing about it. You don't even see it anymore. All right. And the same with here. It'll suck up a little bit of juice too. Remember I put, for as the juice is concerned, it was some water and it was some bone broth. Beef bone broth. So I go. I stir it a little bit more. But flaxseed gives a nutty flavor. And it also renders a lot of fiber. It is heart healthy. Y'all see that heart on that flaxseed? Yep. I'm so used to eating it now. It's nothing to eat. I made a little mess over here. I'm about to clean it up. But yeah, that's it, y'all. That's my dinner. Move this down some. That's my dinner, y'all. May not look like nothing, but baby, it tastes delicioso. Yes. All right, y'all. Okay, so I'm finna get into this. I'm gonna eat my veggies. Great stuff. I'll probably get some more of these, y'all. Mm. Now, get into this cheeseburger helper. Great stuff. Mm. 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 Hey. Hey. This is indulgence, y'all. Great stuff. Good, easy, quick. I don't know if y'all ever like hamburger helper. Don't fix what ain't broken. Every now and again, it's okay to eat it. Olipop. More fiber, y'all. This probably how I be messing up my getting low sugars because when I started out walking, my strength training, I keep getting all this fiber so I can, poo, right? So even though I have these carbs, this fiber kind of sometimes outweigh the amount of carbs I'm getting. So then, instead of having all those high sugars, every now and again, I do have some low sugars. Great stuff. Great stuff. 29 carbs. This is about 4 carbs in here. And my green beans. This has 16 carbs in it. The Olipop. But it also has a lot of fiber. This is gonna help my woo! This is gonna help my gut, honey. Yep. And I walk afterwards, it'll cut some of those carbs too. And I did add a little bit more beef to my dish because I want to, make sure I have, the right amount of beef. But all right, y'all. See y'all later. Peace. It's time to dig into it and make me a happy plate at the end of the day. Okay, y'all. After I'm eating, yes, get my walk on, just going around this little circle here. So I can cut some of those carbs, that I did have. Yes, make sure I get my 10K in for today. Yep. And I'll be good to go. Sit myself down and chill out.